Hello and welcome to another video on that super secret project. Oh wait, no, it's EU5. It's EU5. Welcome. Today we're going to be having a look at the Indian religions of Hinduism, Sikhism, a little bit of Buddhism, and Jainism as well. And yeah, we're going to have a look at those, see what mechanics there are in it. We've already looked at Catholics. We had a whole, Catholic kind of era. And now we're looking at the Indian religion. So let's get into it. It's a happy Wednesday indeed. So today we're taking a look at three other religions born in India: Hinduism, Jainism, Sikhism. So apologies, I said Buddhism. I was wrong. They are a part of the Dharmic religion group. Dharmic religions have their origin in India. All have in common the concept of dharma, meaning the correct behavior and way of living according to the cosmic laws of the universe. So let's have a look at the religious divide of India at the start of the game in 1337. Despite the Sultanate of Delhi, I thought that was a Sunni. Right there, I didn't thought they are Sunni. I'm forgetting. There are multiple religious map modes in EU5. One of them is based on the Pops. What is the majority religion of the Pops, and if there is a certain amount of a minority religion, then it will show as hashed lines. So, majority religion of, the Sultanate of Delhi for these Pops is Hindu, but the country itself is Sunni. So that's why I was like, hang on a moment, there's no hashed lines here, even though the Sultanate is obviously Sunni, but it's because this map mode is based on Pops alone, which is fair enough. Might be nice to show show both map modes in the future when you're doing something like this, would be my suggestion. I now have an interesting feature when in the religious map mode, as hovering over a certain religion in the religious breakdown, you can check the religious spread and heat map of that said religion. So let's check Hinduism and Jainism, both are present in 1337. So Hinduism gives religious figures allowed, okay. Tolerance of true faith, tolerance of heathen beliefs is up as well. Also see how many Pops there are. Almost 100 million Hindus in the world at the start of the game. You can see them breaking down by country as well. That's very cool. And then as for Jainism, there's almost 400,000 of them. They enable self-control. I guess we'll find out what that is in a moment. They give another religious figure. There's some literacy in there as well. Monasteries are allowed, and they can't declare no CB wars, just like as if they were in the HRE. They also allow karma to impact the country, which Hinduism does not. Yeah, very cool. Okay. You also have the tooltips with the most important characteristics and the flavor of each religion. Right, yes, of course, there is a bunch of flavor text there as well. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, you know what, I should read this out, and then I looked and I saw words that I have absolutely no hope of being able to pronounce, but of course they are right there if people want to pause the video and read them. But moving in here, again, we did just see this over here, so we're just going to skip past this. Society. This is the religion screen. There is 3 holy sites. You can see their tolerance of heretics and heathens, and their primary religion tolerance, their religious unity of whichever country that we're currently tabbed onto. Avatars are a thing. I wonder if this is a bit like saints. We'll see. So the first thing to talk about is the Hindu branches, which appear as an icon and an action in the panel. Right, branches. That makes sense. So we have Vaishnavism. Branches, a group of traditions and beliefs inside Hinduism. Okay, so Vaishnavism is what? What does that do? There are 4 main branches, or just 4 branches in Hinduism. Each one is represented through an international organization. Wow, okay, so you're having international organizations for different parts of a religion. That's interesting. Okay. Again, just showing the power of this system, that it can be used for basically everything. I can't wait to see what modders get up to with this system, for sure. So, we have Vaishnavism, Shaivism, Shaktism, and Smartism. So when you click on a Hindu IO, each has its own panel as well, and we can see what is going on inside there. We've gone through like 4 different panels now, seeing Vaishnavism, and not one has told me what the balls it is. But when you're in, obviously, IOs, you can do agendas. So the agendas that they have, some religious laws, see traditions. There we go. Finally, what is Vaishnavism? We finally got there. Vaishnavism is the Hindu branch centered around the worship of Vishnu and his 10 avatars. Fair enough. I guess that's for balance. That actually makes sense if that was for balance, but okay. So yeah, and obviously we got nested tooltips to show what what you need to get through to get to the next bit, so we can see what God is. Nice. God is 5 nested tooltips deep. Fair enough. Anyway, you can have avatars of the god Vishnu, depending on having access to one of its holy sites. So, what is an avatar? It costs 10 prestige to create one, so they're not using the religious power building block, let's say. So, activate an avatar. You need to have access to one of the avatar's holy sites, either by owning it or being allied to its owner. Okay, so this is a little bit like the invite scholar thing in Islam in EU4, where if you had, I think it was 150 relations with a country, or you owned their like spawn point. I might be confusing it a little bit with the high philosophy religion in Anbana, to be honest. I'm not sure if they have like an origin point in EU4 vanilla. But having high relations with someone lets you invite a scholar of that like school of the religion, and it kind of seems like what we're getting here. This seems it is reasonable, fair enough. Each avatar has different modifiers attached to it. Okay, so very much like that system. So, for example, Narasimha gets a more hostile attrition. That's cool. Is this the same as hostile max attrition, or is it just hostile attrition? Like, I don't know if those are 2 separate modifiers. So Matsya here as well. You need to be allied with Hoysala or own the location of Bangalore. Fair enough, and that would give you plus 1% monthly development. This is okay. This is amazing. This is absolutely critical. This is huge. That monthly development growth is a massive multiplier, because higher development means you can have more pops. You get more pop growth, more pop capacity. It is more food, right? Every 1% development in a location gives 1% extra food output. So huge, huge modifiers. Matsya, it's already on the top of my list. So yeah, definitely figure out where Bangalore is and own it, or ally with Hoysala. That's it. Shivism enables self-control. We don't know what that is, so let's have a look. Self-control is a scale. So if you are at 0 self-control, you get obviously nothing. Well, actually, no, you don't get nothing. At self-control at 0, you get a state satisfaction equilibrium, you get monthly prestige and monthly research progress. That's actually not bad. If you have self-control over 10, you get pop food consumption reduction, a diplo annexation cost reduction, extra stability, rural migration attraction, and progress to spiritualist. And if you are at minus 10 or below, minimum tax, pop food consumption, income from vassals, war exhaustion, monthly progress to belligerent. This is a very cool thing, and I like the idea of having, something in the middle, something at the top, something at the bottom. This is, I think, should be replicated by the societal values. I think, having nothing in the middle there is still bad, and that's a whole other topic. That's a tangent right there. You can gain or lose self-control by performing these actions and also some random events. What actions are you saying? The action, is it these actions? Performing yoga? Okay, these are the actions. Join in branches, perform yoga, indulging in feasts, discarding worldly possessions, and indulging in a bloodbath. Okay. Costing prestige to do these things. Gaining 10 for 20 prestige, lose 10 self-control, and gaining 10 prestige. And you also lose some money. Okay. Discarding worldly possessions, lose some money, gain self-control. Okay, fair enough. And you also gain antagonism with indulging in a bloodbath, centered on a single country, so Troyulan. As for Shaktism, they allow you to have an extra avatar. Fair enough. It allows you to have one avatar active at any time of 10 possible. Okay. Avatars allow... Wait. This only allows you to have one avatar active at any time of 10 possible, 5 in peacetime and 5 in wartime. By declaring war or stopping being at war makes you change from an avatar, one of a category, to an avatar of the other. These avatars are randomly assigned, but you can change or re-roll them using the change avatar action. The main difference is with Vishnivism is that you don't need to have access to a holy site. Okay, that's fair enough then. So we have Cinemasta is one of them. War Declaration, something. I feel like this needed to be certainly not just like ... like that. There's space here. There is space here for whatever this is. I don't know. I feel like if you're taking this, making this dev diary, you're writing this dev diary, and you take this picture to show what this thing does, surely you recognize that it doesn't actually show what it does because it's off the end of the screen and we're getting ... instead. Like, you write something and then say, yes, UI is a work in progress and this is what this does, and it will actually show it when, you know, the game releases. But this is not good. This is not good. As for getting a new avatar, you can change it for 10 stability. Fair enough. And then for Candy, we have monthly war exhaustion. Fair enough. As for Smartism, you enable the Smartism gods. Okay, fair enough. In Smartism, you want to have all 5 gods favored equally, or otherwise they will give you negative modifiers. You can favor one over the others, though, so to get more benefits from that one, at the cost of getting these negative modifiers from the others. Okay, is that not the same? It's the same tool. It's the same twice in a row. Okay. 3 times in a row. What is going on with this dev diary? Let's show Smartism. Let's show the exact same tooltip again. Let's show that when we hover over Smartism, we get the tooltip for Smartism, which we could, I guess, one could then hover over this tooltip to get this tooltip again, and then do that again, and 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 perhaps even again. This is a very strangely written dev diary. Anyway, as for some religious actions of favor a god, it costs some stability, but you can choose a god to favor. This is a work in progress tooltip icon. We've seen that a bunch of times before. So for Ganesha, I assume that's how you pronounce it. I have no idea. So yeah, of the 5 gods, Ganesha gives you prosperity recovery. That's essentially prosperity growth, but only if you have devastation, if I recall correctly. I might not. But also gives you some monthly... If you worship all gods equally, you get the prosperity recovery. If you favor Ganesha and have access to a holy site of Ganesha and worship all gods equally, you get more prosperity recovery, but you also get some literacy. But if you discriminate against Ganesha, then you lose that monthly literacy and prosperity recovery. Okay. Right, onto Jainism. Hopefully this is like a bit easier to read. So, for Jainism, there are only 400,000, and there's only one country with only 7,000. Okay, so this is the only country having Jainism as its primary religion. But there are a bunch of pops elsewhere in India that have those. So, Santara, it's up to you to unite the Jains. Fair enough. It's the only country that starts Jainism as its state religion. Fair enough. Jainism starts with interesting features, as seen in the previous tooltip, of which the disallowance to declare wars without a casus belli might be the most striking one, as portrayed by the peaceful, as portraying the peaceful and self-defensive nature of the religion. On top of that, they also have a kind of similar behavior to Shaivism, with the addition of the karma mechanics on top of it. Fair enough. So I assume we're tagged into Santara here, so seeing all of their things going on. So we also have the performing yoga, indulging in feasts, discarding worldly possessions, indulging in the bloodbath, but we also have pilgrimages as well. And we also have a karma mechanic, -100 to +100, And then if you are in the center, minus 33 to positive 33, then you are getting more bonuses. Or, yeah, I mean, it benefits most when you're there in the middle. So, if you are on high karma, you get discipline. If you are on... No, sorry. This is medium karma. This is in the middle. You get discipline. If you are a high karma, you get Diplo Rep. If you are low karma, you get less discipline. So being in the center, best. Being low, second best. Being high, third best, in my opinion. As for Sikhism, it's a religion that is not present at the start of the game, but will be able to appear after 1509 in a country that is either Hindu or Muslim, with locations of the other religion. If that happens, the following event will trigger. So here we have Patna. We have Guru Nanak. Patna is a location, obviously, situated on the border between the adherents of Hinduism and Islam. In this area marked by religious tension and differences, a man named Guru Nanak has started to preach that there is no Hindu or Muslim, but the truth is with God, who is neither. Although his rejection of ancient customs has outraged devoted Hindu believers, Guru Nanak's disregard for creed has allowed his teachings to take root among the population. His disciples are known as Sikhs and are spreading this new faith rapidly throughout Patna. Fair enough. It will not only enable the religion and convert some pops, but also create a unique building, the Gurugadi, to serve as the seat of a newly created building-based country led by the Guru himself. The second option of the event allows you to convert to the newly created religion, while the third option allows you to continue playing as the newly created Sikh country. Alright, cool. You get Gurugadi right there, you lose stability. Delhi joins the Sikhism. Okie dokie. Or you can play as the Gurugadi there, and here's the building-based country. Gives max literacy for clergy, production method stuff going on there. Doesn't give any outputs though, as far as I can tell. It's just there. It just exists. Gurugadi, meaning the seat of the Guru, is where the spiritual leader of Sikhism resides. So, as for Sikhism, the religion itself gives research progress and a state satisfaction equilibrium, and right now there is only one country, obviously the Gurugadi, that follows it, and there's a bunch of pops there as well. Very cool. Converting to it costs stability, of course, naturally, makes sense. The new country will have a unique government reform with a unique heir selection, making it so that basically only the Gurus are able to be rulers of it. So Guru leadership here, succession law to Guru election, you get some monthly research progress, which is nice. You cannot convert the country. Progress to spiritualist and conciliatory. And then we can change the succession law to Guru election, which is not being shown. Maybe it's a bit lower. But okay, fair enough. When Sikhism appears, it will also create a new I.O., and the first Guru will cement its basis. There will be further events for each of the historical Sikh Gurus, and each subsequent Guru that appears will add to that I.O., configuring the religion with further teachings. Very cool. So we have the various teachings of Guru Nanak there as well. You can vote for them in your I.O. You can set those as agendas, I believe they're called still. Yeah. So Vand Chaco gives some estate satisfaction equilibrium and progress to communalism. Kirat Karo gives you production efficiency, great modifier. And Nam Japo gives some stability, investment, and progress to spiritualist. Very cool indeed. You've got some laws, actually quite a few laws to go with your I.O. Admin laws, some socio-economic laws, religious laws, and also some military laws. Very cool indeed. I don't think they're going to go through and show what every single one of those does, though, unfortunately. Final common feature for all of them are holy sites. Several different holy sites for all religions and branches, in this case, of Hinduism. So, for Vaishnavism, we have all of these, temples and where they are. I think this is the flag of Delhi. This is the flag of Orissa, if I'm not wrong. I might be wrong. I don't know. But let's see. You get monthly 10 ducats for having the holy site. That's actually huge at the start of the game. Like, a lot. They're also associated with a god and an avatar. Obviously, what religion they are a holy site for. And you gain monthly prosperity and possible clerics. Very cool. That's all for today. We'll continue taking a look at the Indian content this Friday with a Tinto flavour of the Sultanate of Delhi. Looking forward to that. On Monday, Tinto Map feedback for the region of India, and then on Wednesday, St. Dave will be doing the Tinto Talks with the topic being unit graphics. Very cool. Looking forward to that. I've spoken quite a bit about unit graphics in my my video on it. Here is a clip from that. As you can see here, this is one army, and it is made up of a bunch of different models. If we're just talking about infantry here, you can have up to 30 distinct models in a single army, and I mean, personally, I think that's really, really cool. Yeah, unit graphics, they're kind of cool. They're kind of cool. But I'm looking forward to next Wednesday's Tinto Talk then. But that is all for today. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video on the Indian religions. If you did, and you're interested in future videos on this game, hit the subscribe button, like the comment, and while you're down there, maybe leave a comment as well. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, until next time. Toodaloo. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye.